as requested by Brian1, this is my Rey Mysterio Biggest Little Man DVD review. I've got a lot of notes that I've made during, but this is just the first part because I'm going to make 3 parts because there's 3 discs and I've only watched the first disc at the moment, so this is the first part, and I will do the second part and the third part as soon as I can. So here we go. Rey Mysterio begins by giving an introduction about where he first started, competing, and basically sums up how he got into WWE and details of training when he first started at the age of 14. He describes how he started off as colibri, which means hummingbird, when he then received the honor of continuing to use the Rey Mysterio name. This is then followed by the first match, which is Rey Mysterio Jr. at the age of 19. It's a tag team match, and this is who's in the match. This is in AWA, not AWA, AAA. Pretty good. It's a pretty good tag team match. It's quite fast paced. There's a few high risk moments, and it's a pretty good match, really. It involves Heavy Metal, Rey Mysterio Jr., Latin Lover versus Madonna's boyfriend, Guerrera, and Psychosis. In the end, it ended by submission. Further, Guerrera made Heavy Metal submit. That was a pretty good match, like I said. Pretty good tag team match. Then he talks about Lucha Libre wrestling being popular, which how it later increased in popularity after the When Worlds Collide pay-per-view, was shown on a national basis. And then he talks about Paul Heyman spotting him at the show and offered him a ECW contract, which then begins the next match. Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis in ECW. They do psych each other out quite a bit in this match. Power being utilised by Psychosis quite a bit. A lot of showboating. It's quite fast paced and at times Mysterio's dominated. High risk was used at points throughout this match. And in the end, Mysterio wins by Frankensteiner. And then he talks about his feud with Psychosis and the matches that they have had. Next match is Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Juventud Guerrera, which is also an ECW. Which is the usual high flying, a few power moves. There was disrespectful slapping going on. Weapons were utilised. Ending was quite predictable, in my opinion. And then I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think he won that with a Frankensteiner again off the turnbuckle or something, I think. Anyway, then Rey Mysterio talks about ECW, what he's learnt. Talks about his matches with Psychosis and Juventud, which opened up doors for WCW. Next match, Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Dean Malenko. Which is a WCW Cruiserweight Championship match. It's like a technical and high flying based match. Psyching out is used. Ground based attack is also used. Malenko dominates most of the match. Close moments. Close moments throughout. Malenko wins by powerbombing Mysterio and uses the ropes for leverage. So and Malenko retains WCW Cruiserweight Championship. And then Mysterio talks about how he won the respect from his peers after this match. And then the next match is the rematch, Rey Mysterio versus Dean Malenko for the Cruiserweight Championship, WCW Cruiserweight Championship. It's another fast-paced, mat-based attack attempted by Dean Malenko. Moves are reversed quite a bit. High flying comes into play at points. Malenko tries to overpower speed by using his strength advantage. He begins to slow Mysterio down. Malenko gets too overconfident and pulls Mysterio up twice after a pin, when he could have won the match. Mysterio hurricanranas Malenko for the win, new WCW Cruiserweight Champion. Mysterio then talks about his match being a highlight in his career and talks about their passion and respect for the business. Next match, Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Ultimate Dragon, also known as Ultimo Dragon in WWE. This is a WCW Championship match. Fast-paced, ground-based at times. Psyching out being involved, but respect being displayed at the same time as well. Crowd was getting behind Mysterio. Ultimate Dragon showboats. Mysterio retains with a Frankensteiner from the turnbuckle. Mysterio then talks about how difficult it is to defend the Cruiserweight title against the caliber of these wrestlers. Next match is the WCW Cruiserweight Championship match, Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Super Calo. Power being used, high flying. Calo dominates pretty much throughout. Ground-based attack being displayed. Super Calo put on a good match, however Rey Mysterio retains with a double springboard Frankensteiner, which I thought was pretty cool, and so did Mysterio, because then he talks about how proud he was that he retained and pulled off the double springboard Frankensteiner. Then the Cruiserweight Championship match, Rey Mysterio versus Dean Malenko. Malenko tries to finish the match with his power moves and an attempted Texas Cloverleaf. It's fast paced as usual, high flying action. Malenko begins a calculated attack, close pinfalls. Malenko gut wrench powerbombs off the second rope for the win, and that's how he beats Rey Mysterio Jr. to become the new WCW Cruiserweight Champion again. Rey then talks about the match at Halloween Havoc and that he realizes that Dean Malenko has more experience than him, which helped him to step up his game. Next match was Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Respect displayed, power versus speed, submission, attack used, submission attack used. Mysterio got beat with a Liger bomb for the 3 count. Mysterio talks about this match and how he may have lost the match, but they put on a great show. He felt honoured to have been involved. Next match, Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Ultimate Dragon. Ground-based attacks, power speed versus speed. Ultimate Dragon dominates throughout the match. He could have won after a tombstone